Welcome back to Capybara Go, and today we are doing equipment upgrade, guys. I wanted to do full equipment guide covering the best equipment, but as you've seen my summoning session, I didn't manage to get that much stuff. So instead, we will talk about merging and how to do it properly. It's really important, otherwise you might screw up. There are some important things in this video, so make sure to watch it till the end. And while we're here, you want to make sure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel in order to promote the content in YouTube algorithm, and I'll be grateful as well. Now let's go to the actual content. So there are two types of equipment upgrades. First one is enhanced. You will just upgrade the level of equipment that will give it additional stats. It's pretty easy, straightforward, and not risky at all. You can upgrade whatever you want, but in order to be most efficient, you would like to start with your weapon to get most attack. Attack is most important stat. Then work on your tunic in order armor, but mostly you will use tunic early on in order to upgrade your HP, because that's second most important stat, and then work on the rest of those items, because bonuses from rings and accessories are not that insane. So let's take a look and compare. For that, I will reset my equipment to level 1, bam, and we will be able to compare the basic stats for all the equipment. This is free, and you can get the resources back at any time, so do not worry about leveling down the equipment. The other thing is, we'll talk about it a bit later, alright, downgrading. This is more risky and you wanna know what you're doing. So there we go, all my equipment is level 1 again. I got weaker a bit, so the Warrior's Blade, the damage weapon, is giving me 70 attack. The ring is giving me half of that, 35 attack, and some defense. Defense is a pretty cool stat early on, but later on it becomes pretty useless because it's a flat decrease to enemy damage, and the enemy damage scales so fast that at some point your defense is like half of the percent of the enemy attack and it doesn't do anything. So later on you will need damage resistance and attack and HP in order to play the game. So for the proof of glory, the S tier equipment, which is +2, this one gives us 280, the armor gives us 280 HP, and this one gives us 140, so half of that again. Let's see if there is any difference between the S and non-S gear. The S and non-S gear doesn't have any difference in the basic stat. The only difference that S tier gear will give you additional green great passive bonus, which is not included in the normal gear. So this will have more stuff for you, basically, more bonuses. Now, the basic stats, they will be different based on the rarity. We get the legendary ring over here, and it gives us 50 attack, while the +2 epic one gives us 35. So the higher equipment rarity is, the higher will be the stats, so make sure to work on that if you can. The thing is, in order to increase the rarity, we can do quick enchants here, bam. So now you know that you need to start with upgrading the weapon, and then upgrading the armor, and then upgrading the rest of the stuff. You might want to invest a bit more into the higher rarity things, so if you'll be able to get like ring to I don't know, +2 or something, you will be able to get more than +2 weapon bonuses here, I guess. So now when you're enhancing the weapon, you get the level limit, which is pretty low at start, but you can increase it by advancing the weapon. It will require those scrolls that can be harvested from various sources, and that will improve the stats and also increase the maximum level. So you can do it multiple times, but the further you are, the more expensive it gets, and at some point it will get extremely expensive. So let's get this weapon. It was level 50 last time, right? I will advance it beyond that. Can we afford that? Not sure, but we have some scrolls here. Let's advance it a bit higher. That will be more efficient for us. Bam. And as the upgrades get more expensive, you might want to wait on that. So let me get my gear back to the proper level, and we'll talk about other aspects of the upgrade. So there we go, we are fully upgraded right now. We even have some more upgrades for the weapon. Let's do that, that's pretty nice. And you can always level down your equipment if you want to switch the balance a bit. Like right now, I've downgraded my rings a little bit, especially non-upgraded ones, in order to get my weapon a bit higher. So I think that will benefit us more in our progression. So I think it's worth it. But yeah, it will take some time. So that's what equipment level down is. You can also downgrade the equipment to get the basic item of this tier and get all the items included, downgrading doesn't hurt you. You can build the item back no problem, so it's okay, but so downgrading will lower your equipment to the current tier level 0. We'll talk about that once we get to the merge mechanics again. So if you upgraded weapon to +2, +1 or something like that, you can downgrade it to the basic of this rarity 0, let's put it like that, and get some of the weapon billet that can be used as a fodder for the upgrade. But be really careful when merging the equipment. You can do this only back to the proper tier. So, for example, legendary ones cannot be downgraded to epic anymore. It used to be a thing back in the day, but that was changed. And now, if you upgrade something to the legendary, to the mythic, it will not go back down to epic, and that's an issue. So you would like to know which weapons are you promoting to the higher area. So let's go to the merge interface where all the magic happens. Now this is more complex. First of all, there is a quick merge button, which is pretty good because it will allow you to upgrade your weapons all the way to the specific rarity. The thing is, with the lower tier weapons like the green, the great rarity, you just need duplicate equipment of the same kind. So for silver scale plate, you will need 2 copies of the item, 2 duplicates of the same rarity together to the higher rarity, and then merge it to the blue rarity. Same with the blue. In order to get it higher, you will need copies. So you can't merge different types of equipment together. So all the way to the epic quality or rarity, I have no idea how is it called. You just need duplicates, and in order to avoid manual clicking, you can press quick merge and it will do it for yourself and get everything to epic if it's able to get here. Bam, we made it. Now, here where the things are getting more complicated. In order to upgrade to the legendary, now here we get several upgrade steps. So for epic, it's epic, then epic +1. In order to get weapon to the epic +1, you need any type of epic weapon, any fodder basically. And the thing is, once you will put something over here, it will be gone forever. You can actually downgrade the weapon, and you will get those billets, but you will not get the actual items back. So you will get fodder instead. And if you will put in something important as a fodder, it will be gone forever, and you will only get fodder back that you will not be able to upgrade. And also, it's just as important to get only the right items to the higher rarity. So once you get to +2, so yeah, in order to get the item to +1, you just need one of the items over here of the same type weapon for weapons in order to get it back. That item will then turn into fodder permanently, so you will not get it back. Make sure that you do it right. All right, there we go. We need Nomad Bow because it's a pretty interesting weapon to level. Then, in order to get it to Epic +2, you will need 2 fodder items. There we go. We put in those 2 things, and they will be gone forever as well. By the way, when we are increasing the rarity and the steps, we get the bonus to attack and also attribute bonus. For example, weapon crit rate for this bow, which is pretty cool. So that makes weapons so much stronger. And now, at this point, you would like to decide what you want, because in order to get the equipment to legendary tier, you will need 2 duplicate equipment of +2 of the same type. So for the bow, we need the same exact bow +2 times, and that's a lot of fodder over here. And the thing is, once you get to the legendary, you will not be able to go back to epic anymore like we used to do before. So now, once you get this icy bubble up, you cannot downgrade it anymore. It will stay legendary forever. You can still use the crappy items that you don't need anymore that are higher tier as a fodder, because here, same stuff, you will need the fodder item to get +1, then +2, and so on. We get a pretty handy equipment merge and item requirements over here on Game Vault Wiki, so you can get it in the link down below and get more visual representation. So for legendary, it's +1, +2, and +3, then it goes to mythic, and it gets mythic +1, +2, +3, and +4. So this downgrade result over here used to be a thing back then, and you could roll all the way back to epic. and then rebuild it back. But it's not the case anymore, and we get a pretty cool chart over here, which is outdated as well now. So yeah, once you get to the next tier, you won't be able to go back anymore. You can only re-roll the steps back and get the fodder. And there are some items that you don't want to put in the fodder as a newer player for sure. You don't want to put those icy bubbles. They are really good for accessory. So let's go over the types of equipment and you would know what to save. For the weapon, you would like to build most likely the Nomad Bow, which is really good for the late game once you get it to Mythic, which is not easy. And also, I can recommend you guys to use the... come on. To use the Warrior's Blade early on. It's really good on the Epic rarity and probably Legendary rarity as well. So yeah, I like it quite a lot, but it's up to you what to use. So those items, depending on which one you will go for, shouldn't be foddered. Everything else can be used as a fodder for weapons. Now let's go to the armor. For the armor of the normal type of armor, not S tier, you would like to save up tunics. Those are the best, and they will be useful later on as well. So everything else, like this, hard armor and this, whatever there is, can be used as a fodder. So let's actually upgrade our armor a bit right now. We have enough copies, so we should be able to merge it to legendary. Tunic +2, and now we need just another tunic +2. We have just enough copies of tunics, and it's okay to use it as a fodder from time to time if it's enough to get you to the next tier, but it shouldn't be the high priority. But if you feel that it will be a problem for you to get copies of those items later, don't go for it and wait for other stuff as a fodder. And once again, never ever use S tier equipment as a fodder. This will be your major mistake that you will regret. So let's upgrade it to the legendary. That will give us a bit more stats and unlock the new stat. Bam, there we go. Tunic is here. And what's cool about it, when you get to the next tier, you will get additional bonus unlocked. For this tunic, it's +2 stacks of 10% attack, so that's 20% attack. So that's 30% on epic and 50% on legendary. It's 1 per turn, so on 5. So on 5th round, you will get 50% extra attack from it, which is insanely cool. Also, it will give you more stats, so getting it to the higher tier will allow us to get more health as well. Let's do the same with the Proof of Glory. This is the only item that I can upgrade to the legendary tier right now, and it's actually pretty good, so why the hell not? Let's convert other more or less useless accessories in order to buff this one. There we go. Getting another equipment to the higher rarity is always nice and will get us more stats. Sadly, for the weapon, even right now, like, it should be a really high priority to get your weapon up a tier, but even right now we don't get enough copies of the equipment of any kind in order to get it up. So yeah, we basically get this one Warrior's Blade here, and we need another copy to get this one to legendary. That can be used later on as a fodder for example, Nomad Bow and getting it to the next tier, but yeah, and make sure, once again, make sure not to use the right items as a fodder. Only when you are 100% sure what you're doing, you should do that. Otherwise, you will regret it. We should be able to also get the ring to legendary, so let's do that. And I think I haven't told you that for the rings, you would like Guardian ring to be a go-to thing, and don't use it as a fodder, because it is really, really good, and you don't want to fodder it at all costs. In order to get... You can use 2 Guardian rings together, and they will still add you the stats, so yeah. And they will both trigger that shield for you, so getting this to the legendary will increase the value of that shield, which will make you tougher in the fight. There we go, shield value increases. On the legendary, on the mythic, it will get lower cooldown, so instead of every 4 rounds, you will gain shield every 3 rounds. Nice. So there we go, we managed to get a couple of upgrades for our equipment right here, and after that we just save up. So at least now you know how the equipment merging works, how equipment upgrade works, how those additional stats work, and how you should be planning, because once you get to the legendaries, things will slow down drastically. It's really expensive to upgrade those things further, unless you're whaling, because you will need to get legendary fodder and legendary copy of equipment in order to get the stuff up, and you can imagine how expensive it can be to put stuff to the legendary tier. At this point, if you want to make something a fodder, you can actually use something else. So in our case, if we don't have anything, right? But if we would have legendary tier weapon and we would like to upgrade it, we could actually make this weapon, Frostbite Spear, as a legendary and use it as a fodder for our main weapon, be it a Nomad Bow or whatever. By the way, as you have noticed, the S rarity gear will also consume the normal epics and normal gear, so you can use it to plan your upgrades and can consume like normal stuff and the higher rarities to upgrade it even further. So that made our Capybara so much stronger, and you guys know how to upgrade the equipment. Equipment tier list is coming up with all the stuff, so I will explain the normal equipment and S tier equipment, but it will need some time for me to gather information because I'm not that lucky with this stuff. So I don't get that many S tier stuff to talk about. I can talk about normal equipment if you want. Let's start with that, I guess. So yeah, let me know in the comments what kind of guides do you want to see over here at this channel. And while you're going there, like the video and subscribe to the channel. That will help to promote the video in YouTube algorithm and allow me to create more stuff for you. Check out the video description and the pinned comment for the links, playlist with the rest of the videos, Game Vault wiki of Capybara Go with a lot of content on the game, my other YouTube channels, and I would like you guys to help me out on my PC channel to get to 1K subs. That will allow you to get monetization, playing a lot of roguelikes and resource management games over there. Maybe you will like that as well. So all the links are in the description, and thank you very much for watching. That's about it for now. It's been Stan, Kosh. Have a good one. Bye.